for AGT is finally here. It is the 7th of September when I'm recording this, so the show happened during the night because I live in London. But when I woke up this morning, my timeline was on fire, so I'm not sure what happened, but I'm very anxious now. Hopefully everything goes well. Let's see what happens. Oh, I do it. Shizuya! Hold on. Similar to what they were doing with Unique Tigers, so they had to adapt, obviously, for the market. But this is Get the White Man. That makes sense, though. It makes a lot of sense. Okay. Okay, Matthew.
We're not just friends, we're family. Japan is not average American boy band. We don't sing just pop, we sing jazz, hip hop. We perform all over Japan, but we want to perform all over the world. That's why.
Oh, yes. I want that to please come to Europe. I am desperate. Okay, this is beautiful. Also, this is I'm so happy.
Dream is not only to be in AGT. Our dream is to win AGT.
That is a really cute intro. I really like that. Ah, there we go. I knew it. The mask and the jacket. I really like that they put the lights and it makes it more dramatic. The backflip. That is similar to what they've done for the latest World of Dance review. Oh, they added the TJ sign. Okay, cute. I like the dramatic entrance. That is really nice. The placement is beautiful. The V line is really good. Here, Genta. Wait. Okay. I could barely hear Genta and I found it weird, so I thought maybe it was coming from the laptop, so I tried on my phone and I tried another recording, like the official one. It's not just that I can't hear Genta, it's just that the soundtrack is lagging. Like, there's a gap between the soundtrack and the moment that they sing, which is weird because that never happens. Like, I've been following Toraja for 5 years. That is this what happened? Is this what everybody is mad? Okay. What is going on? Okay. What is going on? I know who in Travis Japan may have the weakest vocal compared to other members. I know, for example, that Umin tends to be a bit unstable. I know that Chaka, sometimes on the high notes, his voice can crack. Depending on his condition, it can be a bit unstable. I know this type of things. But Noel, I have never heard Noel in 5 years miss a bit or a note. Noel basically eats CDs for breakfast. What is going on? I am so confused. The placement is looking good. They're not covering each other. Yeah. I like that you can see the lines from the top as well. The lines are very clean compared to the previous performance from Party Up. I think that you can see them a bit better. The two lines, like with the 3-4, they're not covering each other despite the angle of the camera, so this is really good progress for them. The placement, which was my main concern for the past 6 months. Wait. Avril, Mai, Juin, Juillet, Août. 5 months. But the energy is really good. Despite getting the buzzer from Howie, whatever. That didn't affect their attitude or their expression, so they're still smiling, they're still very high energy. So I will say that the audio is distracting a lot from the performance. No! If I compare to the previous break from the audition, this one is a bit underwhelming. The break would be the moment where, you know, there's a change of speed, there might be a change of style. This is like a centerpiece as well. This is the moment that you would be remembering at the end of the performance. And this is very tamed. This is what happened in Prelude. When they did the Prelude competition, when it was a very one note, it was like, huh. This is giving me like, This is what I was talking about. Umin's vocal tends to be unstable, and you can hear it on this one. Chaka noticed there's a lag between Chaka singing and the actual soundtrack. That's why there's a slight pause when he's singing, because he's trying to catch up with the audio. I think this might be coming from the return in the earpiece. The soundtrack is like slower or faster, so he has to catch up with the lyrics, and now it looks messy. Well, it sounds messy. It doesn't look messy because the visual and the dancing is really good. It's very clean. The audio sounds messy now.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
I wasn't hearing Genta before, and now I can hear Noel doing the back vocal louder than Shime, who is doing the main vocal on the rap. What is happening? I like the decor with like Travis Japan all over the floor. That is very pretty. At least visually this is really beautiful. If you're gonna die, you're gonna die with style. See? I still can't hear Genta. This is weird. I appreciate that they're still keeping it very professional. They're not losing their smile, they're not losing their energy. Little freestyle. It's a bit of a shame that they're not doing anything on this part. After doing the freestyle in line, I would expect something to happen during this part instead of just standing. I'm sad. I'm so sad. The audio is just distracting so much that it's taking away from what they're doing. This is their bread and butter, singing and dancing at the same time. They know this is not their first TV show. It's not their first live performance. This is why it's something happened out of their control, and they're trying to salvage it as much as they can. Oh, this is so cute. They're doing the TJ sign in the audience. Oh.
My buddy here created one of the biggest ones, One Direction, and
Okay.
I love BTS. I know this is J-pop.
Okay, one note. Can we stop comparing everybody to BTS? BTS doesn't give a shit. BTS is living their life. They're not asking for anything. Okay, if you know this is different, do not bring their name into the conversation. It will just trigger everybody, and it makes no sense.
You gotta hit some of the notes.
Okay.
When you're singing the solos, they were really off.
Yeah, they were off. I agree with that. But why were they off? If the mics were working properly and if the soundtrack was in sync, I would be accepting the critic a bit more, saying like, okay, if it's wrong, it's wrong. So of course they are off. Of course, there was no way they would hit that note.
On those notes, the rapping wasn't good. It seemed like a parody. This looks like a Saturday Night Live sketch.
Whoa! Okay, I agree with what he's saying in terms of you have to hit the notes. The vocals were not good. I agree with that. That's a fact. Nobody can say anything against that. He didn't have to be this vicious on the parody side. I don't think this is fair, and I don't think this is true. Was that supposed to be a read? If Liza Minnelli went to Japan and made a boy band, this is what it would look like. Liza Minnelli is a legend. So good for them, I guess. What does this have to do with anything? You know, I can accept a critique if it makes sense. Make it make sense. Like one sentence is not matching with the other. It looks like he was sitting on a joke and just said, oh, I'll just burst it out right now. Oh, Noel! Noel is hurt! Oh, I could see. Oh, Noel! I'm so sad.
Well, look,
Simon?
it's quite difficult singing live.
Yeah?
If you were to rewind this performance and turn the volume off, it would be great. Because
Okay, I see what he means. That's what I was saying earlier. The audio is distracting from what they're doing visually. So without the audio that was messed up, you would appreciate more what they were doing visually, which was great. I understand what he's saying and I agree with that.
you're great, your personality.
Oh my god, look at Noel! Noel is about to cry! Oh my god! Shime is so confused, like Shime doesn't know what's happening.
It's fantastic, love the choreography. The song was dreadful.
I can't contest that. Like, you like it, you don't like it. I would say for this type of show, I would probably choose a different song, like something a bit more upbeat. Maybe the show, because the show is very heavy beat, it's very heavy bass, and it has this anthem aspect to it, which makes me want to just like boom boom oh, boom boom oh, you know, that would rally the entire audience to what they were doing. But again, no matter what song they choose, if the audio is messed up, there's no way to salvage it.
Your nerves got you. It was actually just the wrong song, full stop.
Look at Chaka's face. Oh, Chaka is pissed. Chaka. He's a Virgo. I'm a Virgo. We are an open book. Chaka is so frustrated right now. Oh, this breaks my heart.
However, I love you. I just really love you.
Okay.
Make me laugh.
No, I'll stop crying, for God's sake. At least this makes sense, you know what I mean? So that's why in the first review I was saying Simon can be harsh, but it makes sense. Howie to me was not making a lot of sense from one sentence to the other, despite having some reasonable argument.
Really entertaining. Your father. I just wish you had chosen a better song.
I don't think the song would, the change of song would matter.
Did you ask me?
Why didn't you ask me? Like, you know what they do. Like, Simon, please, get out of here. Chaka is this close to slap a bitch. It's okay. It's just one person's opinion, okay? It's just one TV show. We're not making excuses, but at the end of the day, this is not going to make or break them. So it's fine. It's fine.
I mean, I do love all the glitz and I do love the dancing, the choreography, but you know, the vocals do need a little more finessing.
This is what is frustrating. Oh, and she's not wrong. She's not wrong. But again, they were able to sing a cappella in the first audition. The break from Lock Lock was required way more stamina, and they were still able to hit the notes during this You May Know Hollywood performance. So why is nobody questioning it?
Well, I really thought the audition was so much better. The vocals today were
Okay.
a little bit bad.
She's cute. She's trying to be nicer. But yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree. Like, the audition was much better.
And the dancing is great, and it's very hard to dance and sing with that head microphone to sound great, but I don't think tonight was your night.
Overall, I agree with what the judges said, but I would caveat this with everything that I mentioned before. It wasn't good, it wasn't good. There's nothing we can do about that. Which is a shame, because again, this is just destroying everything else that was so good about the performance. If I've learned anything from my 10 years of watching RuPaul's Drag Race, is that winning, it doesn't mean anything. Like, winning a TV show doesn't mean you would be more successful. If anything, it's the opposite now. Losing is the new winning. So as long as the audience is is loving what you're doing. If you don't win the crown, if you don't win the show, it doesn't matter. They might be even more successful when they get back to Japan. I know that this type of TV show is heavily produced, it's heavily monitored. I'm comparing it to RuPaul's Drag Race because this is one of the TV shows that I've been following for so long, and I've been listening to a lot of the contestants' feedback throughout the years. Usually for this type of show, the production already has a storyline that is established way before taping starts with the candidates. So I'm not surprised that they wouldn't make the next round, simply because Travis Japan's storyline is not strong enough for this type of show. This is giving them a point of entry to the market and just putting them on the map for the American audience to discover them. It's okay to lose. It's okay to just be disappointed and frustrated, and then you just pick yourself up and you move on because you learn from this experience. Shit happens. It's okay. Okay, no, wait, no, I can't conclude on this one. I would like to bring to your attention something that is very important, and I do not understand why we don't talk about this more. Can we appreciate how fantastic these trousers look? I'm sorry, nobody else is talking about it, and I think we're missing the real conversation here. Have you seen how beautiful Shizuya looks in this trousers? I would like to say that for this perfect derrière alone, I would give a golden buzz. We need to have real conversations right now, and we need to refocus people. This is important, not winning. This. I'm just happy it's back, okay? I'm gonna go.
D'accord.